right, guys, Wes here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we have some news to talk about for GTA 6's release date. Unfortunately, it seems like the upcoming GTA 6 has indeed been internally delayed, according to a Kotaku report that we're going to go over. Could it be that we go through all of 2025 without a GTA 6 release date? Let's go ahead and get into it. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Also, we are giving away a PS5 for 80,000 subscribers. To enter, it's super easy. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, comment your Twitter handle, and then send proof via Discord, and that will enter you for a chance to win. So without further delay, let's go ahead and get into this video. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this Kotaku report. Obviously, take this with a grain of salt. This is just a report based on a Bloomberg report, so it could be that the information in this is indeed incorrect, but who knows? We're going to talk about the report. I'll give you guys my take. So let's get into it. Now, according to Kotaku, they said GTA 6 is likely one of the most anticipated games in history, blah, blah, blah. However, as remote workers struggle with unwanted return to office mandate from Rockstar Games, Kotaku has quote unquote learned from sources with knowledge of the game's development process that GTA 6 could miss its 2025 release window and slip into 2026, which would still put it another 2 years away from the game's official reveal that happened in December of 2023. The article then goes on to say that GTA 6 is the hotly anticipated follow-up to 2013's GTA 5, over a decade after the game's release and its massive, still growing sales numbers. Rockstar Games is hard at work on the sequel, which is set in Vice City, a fictional take on Miami, Florida. The game is set to come out on PS5 and Xbox Series sometime in 2025, and internally that's still the plan. Kotaku was told by sources, though, with knowledge of the situation, that early 2025 is currently the goal. So there you have it. We have the initial release date internally, which according to another report that happened not too long ago that stated that the earliest release date for GTA 6 would be April of 2025. That means the current internal release date is anywhere between April of 2025 and December of 2025. But this is where things get pretty interesting. According to numerous leaks, Bloomberg reported that Rockstar Games was mandating its employees to return to work 5 days a week in office beginning in April. They stated that the short notice and drastic change caught many by surprise, and it's led to frustration from staff who feel like they're being pushed out after being hired remotely, as reported by Aftermath on March 19th. They continued with saying, while security and quality are reportedly the main reasons Rockstar is instituting the mandate to return to office, I was told by sources who apparently wish to quote unquote remain anonymous to avoid possible retaliation that development on GTA 6 has started to fall behind schedule, and this apparently has the leadership at Rockstar nervous and worried about the game missing the 2025 release window and slipping into 2026, and is another big reason why the company is pushing for a return to office in April. The Kotaku article then continues on by saying, at the moment, I'm told that Rockstar is still aiming for a GTA 6 to arrive in spring of 2025. While an early 2025 release is the goal, sources say that they aren't sure that this will happen, and a fall of 2025 launch seems more plausible and feasible. Meanwhile, delaying the game to 2026 is on the table as sort of a fallback plan or emergency option if needed. The Kotaku article then closes on this section saying, I was reminded when talking to folks about this situation that Rockstar Games historically waits until the last minute to make changes or alter plans, so the next trailer for the game might not reflect a delay as the company pushes forward on development. Kotaku then reached out to Rockstar for comment. Of course, they didn't comment. Now, they then said that they spoke to Aftermath, to which one employee shared concerns that after improving over the last few years, Rockstar Games could slide back into dev crunch as GTA 6 enters the final part of its long development. One Rockstar employee said, quote, we're concerned about going back to that, and quote, I've been through a couple of projects, both that had crunch. The first one was extremely difficult. I had way less gray hair back then. We want to continue the strides we made as a company to remove that toxic culture. So what I'll say about this report from Kotaku is, if you weren't expecting a delay for GTA 6, you're pretty naive. I mean, let's be honest, if we look at the past games that Rockstar has released, GTA 4, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and GTA 6, they had delays. So I would totally expect a delay for GTA 6. I wouldn't be upset. As long as it's in that 2025 release window, I'll be perfectly fine. Now, if we start to get to 2026, that's when I'm personally going to start getting doomer over the whole situation. There's no reason that a game like GTA 6 shouldn't launch next year, especially after they revealed the trailer. Let's be honest, if they weren't ready to release GTA 6 in a year and a half from now, they wouldn't have given us that reveal trailer. They typically like to have the reveal trailer 2 years before the actual launch. So as long as it happens within that timeline, I'm perfectly fine with it. Now, 2026 does end up in that timeline, which again would be really unfortunate if we go all of 2025 without GTA 6. Like, that would suck. But if it does end up being 2026, I guess I'd be fine with it, as long as the game is the most optimized and the best GTA experience that it could possibly be, because I am looking forward to this game. We're going to play it for years. It's probably going to be a decade-long game. I don't foresee us playing another GTA game until I am in my 40s days, and that is really weird to say, especially considering I recently turned 30. Now, as unfortunate as crunch is, I would not want Rockstar Games to enforce crunch to get the game out in 2025. So if that does mean that we have to wait a few more months for early 2026, so be it. But what would be really interesting is 2026 and 27 is getting really close to the next generation of consoles, which would make things really interesting. We know that the PS5 Pro is going to be out sometime this year, but 2026 is a timeline where we're talking we are about a year and maybe a year and a half out from the next generation, like the PS6 and the next Xbox. So if we do indeed get GTA 6 in 2026, that would mean GTA 6 would get another upgrade to PS6, and that's just wild to think about. Granted, that's essentially what GTA 5 did. It released in 2013 for the Xbox 360 and the PS3, but it also released for the Xbox One and PS4, and GTA 6 is basically skipping an entire generation, so it would be GTA 5 all over again. We get the one release, we get another release for the Xbox One and PS4, and then another one for PS5 and Xbox Series X, which is actually mind-boggling to think about. But let me know what your thoughts are on all of this news. Do you guys think that we're going to get GTA 6 in 2025? Will it be a 2026 release date? And what is one thing you want to see for GTA 6? Personally, for me, it's got to be the online portion. Whenever I play that game, I want the online to be a next generation experience. I want it to be something like we've never seen before in a GTA game or a game in general. Make it so that the GTA Online servers are super large with an actual economy behind them, similar to like NoPixel. Because after watching RP for a while, I personally would love to play that in an official capacity. Finally, the last thing that I want to talk about is the overall FPS situation with GTA 6. There's been a lot of concerns on whether or not this game will release at 30 FPS or 60 FPS. According to an employee, they said that they're confident that GTA 6 will run at 60, but that doesn't mean that it's actually going to happen. According to Digital Foundry, they said that the PS5 Pro only has a 10% increase in CPU, and they weren't confident that GTA 6 would be able to run at 60 FPS just because of how big and how graphically intense that game is planning to be. With how much stuff is going on with a game like GTA 6, it's expected for that game to release at a 30 FPS mark, but I would personally love for it to be 60. Now, the PS5 Pro does have a thing called PSSR that's supposed to be launching, which is essentially their AI upscaler. It's their AI accelerator. It stands for PlayStation Super Sample Resolution, which according to them, it's going to be on par with a DLSS or an FSR3. So whether or not that AI accelerator has a frame generation technology or not is something to be questioned. If it does, then I could totally see GTA 6 releasing at 60 FPS on PS5 Pro. But if not, I do not see that game releasing on PS5, PS5 Pro, Xbox Series X or S or whatever at 60 FPS. And our first experience with anything above 30 will most likely be on the PC, which still wouldn't release for another year, year and a half after the game releases on console. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up with this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed, subscribe with your notifications turned on, and so you're not missing out on any future gaming news from Video Game Leaks. Very much appreciated, and until next time, this has been Wes. I'll talk to you guys again soon.